And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, moving to satellite imagery here, you can see this front over the Bering Sea really washing out today, almost vanishing, although the mid and upper clouds disappearing, but lower clouds precipitation still occurring along that frontal boundary all the way down to the Alaska Peninsula. Low center staying back here to the northwest, slowly weakening. Good conditions over the interior, some clouds sweeping up along the western Arctic coast, northwest interior, some areas of light snow there. And the big storm here coming into the Gulf of Alaska, bringing the heavy wind and precipitation to the panhandle. As you can see in that, working slowly back to the west, and really strong winds in the Matanuska Valley today, Thompson Pass, for example, into Valdez, northeast Prince William Sound, and wind, rain, and snow across all the southeast coast with heavy rains in the south. Looking at some of the wind gusts today, top wind gusts 89 miles an hour at Thompson Pass there, east of Valdez on the Richardson Highway, and 71 miles per hour at Palmer, at the Palmer Airport there, 71 miles an hour, and right behind that, Wasilla, 69 miles per hour at the Wasilla Airport, and Seward, gust up to 61 miles per hour today. And for the Panhandle, Eldred Rock, north winds gusted to 74 miles per hour, and Cape Spencer, 72 miles an hour, and Cape Decision had a 67 mile per hour wind gust farther to the south. And then Craig picked up in the 12-hour period ending at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Craig had 4.66 inches of rain, and that heavy rain has resulted in a flash flood watch for the southern panhandle there for possible flooding till 9 p.m. this evening due to all that moisture coming in with a frontal system there over the southern southeast coast. And possible landslides have been reported. That may continue till about 9 p.m. this evening. You see a very tight pressure field here over the northern panhandle supporting those strong winds, snow and blowing snow occurring over the northern southeast coast. And then from north of Sitka over to north of Petersburg southward, all that precipitation in the form of rain, moderate and heavy rain, as I just mentioned. And clouds starting to pull back to the west a little bit here, almost into Kodiak, or at least onto the east side of the island, but dry there. Kodiak State Airport having a wind gust about 56 miles per hour today out of the northwest. Dry here over southern Alaska. Some areas of light snow in the interior, and then back up along the west coast there, and just flurries for the eastern Arctic coast. Again, this front really washing out here. Some gusty winds slowly diminishing St. Lawrence Island up to the Bering Strait today, and some showers for the Aleutians. For tonight, there's a remnants of that frontal boundary. Scattered showers, that's about it with it. And the next storm, they're starting to affect the western Aleutians with some increasing wind and rain late tonight. Dry conditions, mostly clear, western, northern part of the state, and then the clouds and moisture with this Gulf system slowly moving, front still along the south coast there, so winds will stay strong, especially this evening. Areas of high wind warnings, winter storm warnings continue in these areas tonight for the heavy snow, wind, and precipitation. That should start gradually improving, especially after midnight tonight. Winds dramatically drop off in the Matanuska Valley, so especially after midnight tonight here, and become light or stay light over the Kenai Peninsula. Really coming down for the Resurrection Bay Seward area as well. Still pretty breezy there in the Copper River Basin on up into, say, Delta Junction there, and light to the north with clear skies all the way to the Arctic coast. And for tomorrow, this low pulling back to the west, weakening, front weakening into a trough here. Portion of it does kick into Canada, but kind of still this trough off the coast. Enough of a gradient here to keep it pretty windy there, with gale warnings still going tomorrow for the north coast into the North Gulf Coast, lightening up though. Precipitation, light snow moving into the Kenai Peninsula up to about the Chugach Mountains there, possibly here over southern Cook Inlet, but that'll be pretty light, and this really not making much headway into the Copper River Basin, maybe the southeastern areas there. Otherwise, still dry, light winds, lighter winds here over the interior with clear skies all the way up to the Arctic coast, extending down into about, the Dillingham, maybe King Salmon area. And still a little bit of showers here over the Pribilofs up to St. Lawrence Island with the remnants of that front, the low really filling in there. Next system here bringing wind and rain into the central Aleutians now. And then that system slides eastward, staying south of the Aleutians, but the front kind of arcs up to a position like this, and now spread rain and wind into the Alaska Peninsula, Kodiak Island, increasing along the western North Gulf Coast in the afternoon as conditions improve here over the southeast coast. And clouds, warmer temperatures into south central Alaska, and kind of a warming trend over the entire state here going on with some variable clouds. And but still dry, again, all the way up to the Arctic coast. Lows tonight in the lower 20s, northern panhandle, especially up Lynn Canal, Klondike Highway, near 30 around Juneau, but much milder in the mid 40s for the southern southeast coast. Lows in the teens, south central Alaska tonight, below zero Copper River Basin, and central eastern interior below zero, single numbers for the Arctic coast. Teens out to the west coast here, mid 30s for the Pribilofs, upper 30s for the Aleutians. Highs for tomorrow, lower 40s, Alaska Peninsula, mid to upper 40s for the central Aleutians, and up to about 41 for St. Paul, Savunga, Gamble, upper 20s. Everyone above zero now in the interior here, and into the 20s. South central Alaska, mid to upper 20s, and 30s now, rising above freezing, even up Lynn Canal there to Haines and Skagway, near 40 for Yakutat, mid 40s down to the south. And lows right around, lower to mid 30s for the lows in the northern southeast coast, warmer to the south. Still dropping below zero in the Copper River Basin, McGrath, Nikolai down to around 10 below, with 5 to 15 below in the interior, coldest off to the east and to the north there, and either side of zero for the Arctic coast, mid 20s St. Lawrence Island, mid 30s for the Pribilofs, lower 40s for the Aleutians, 10 to 15 for Bristol Bay, and upper 20s for Kodiak, followed by highs in the lower 40s for Kodiak, and in the 30s Bristol Bay, mid to upper 40s there for the Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula. And south of the Alaska Range, 20s and 30s, upper 20s and 30s for the highs, to near 40 down towards Seward and Homer, and upper 30s to mid 40s for the southeast coast, single numbers for the interior,